Hello, I'm Joy St. John, Director of Admissions, and this is Harvard 101, a crash course on what you need to know about Harvard. In this short video, we'll highlight a few things about Harvard: our world-renowned academic programs, our legendary housing system, how students engage in extracurricular activities and campus events, and then we'll wrap up with some information about admissions and financial aid. We're excited to share this information with you. So stick around and find out if Harvard could be a good college home for you, and learn how affordable it can be.
Welcome to Harvard. We were founded in 1636, which makes us America's oldest college. We are located in Cambridge, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston, on the traditional and ancestral land of the Massachusetts tribe. We are home to 6,600 undergraduate students, which breaks down to about 1,650 students per class. Harvard College is our liberal arts college for undergraduate students. Harvard University is comprised of all of our graduate programs in addition to the college. Today, you'll be hearing about Harvard College.
We have 50 concentrations that students are able to choose from. And the good thing is you have about 3 semesters to kind of explore your options. Sometimes students come in undecided, and that is okay. You're able to explore these options from over 3,700 courses to make that final decision. There are 120 seminar courses that first years are able to choose from. With the One Harvard initiative, students are able to take courses in one of our graduate schools if they meet the prerequisites. Students also have the option to take courses at MIT, which is only about a mile away. About a third of the classes that students take will be for the concentration, which is our word for major. About a third will be electives, which will contribute to maybe the citations or secondaries, which is our word for minor. And the last third is for general education and distribution requirements. Nearly 100% of courses are taught by professors. There are 3 exceptions to this. Expository writing is taught by a published author. Introductory math courses are taught by PhD students, and language courses are taught by native speakers. From the 7-to-1 student to faculty ratio to the median class size of 12 students, students will find that they will be at the center of learning here. So Harvard really tries to encourage that relationship between professors and students. Obviously, there are one-to-one tutorials, there are office hours, but students can also participate in student-faculty dinners, as well as classroom to table, where students can invite professors out to Harvard Yard for a meal, a coffee, and Harvard will cover the cost of that.
Nearly 100% of our students live on campus. As a first year, you'll live in Harvard Yard, which is where all of our first years are centrally located on campus. You'll be placed into entryways, which allows you to meet other first years and develop a sense of community. All of our first years also eat together in Annenberg Hall. It kind of looks like Hogwarts a little bit, really high arching ceilings. It's a really unique community because every time you go into that dining hall, you know you're surrounded by other first years. We have a number of different resources for you to provide support in that first year experience. First of all, you have a proctor, which is essentially an adult who's affiliated with the university, who will live in the dorms with you and help create community, help direct you to a number of different things around campus. From there, we also have a first year advisor. They'll help you pick your classes for your first year. We have so many classes that you can choose from. And our first year advisors are there to help you kind of navigate that scheduling. And finally, you'll have a peer advising fellow, what we call here a PAF, P-A-F, and they're an upper level student who's kind of been in your shoes before. They can give you a lot of insight and advice into what courses to maybe take together, different ways to explore within the Harvard curriculum. The housing system at Harvard is pretty legendary in that you are essentially sorted into one of 12 houses following your first year. From there, you will be in that house for the remainder of your time here at Harvard. We have something really unique, a tradition called Housing Day. Essentially, Housing Day is a big tradition on campus where our upper level students come to the yard to welcome the first year students into their new residence halls. Students get all dressed up. There's a lot of screaming and chanting in a positive way. And essentially, there's a lot of pride that's attached to Housing Day. While you don't get to choose where you live on campus, you will get randomly sorted into one of 12 different houses on campus, and you can bring in 7 of your closest friends. They all have athletic facilities and gym kind of equipment, laundry facilities, their own dining halls. So there's a ton of things that are really readily available for you right in your residence hall. Once you've been placed into a house, we have a whole advising network available to you within that house. We have academic advisors, tutors who are like proctors a little bit and give pre-professional advice, as well as professional staff members that will live with you within your house. You might be wondering what to do on campus outside of academics. We have over 450 different student clubs and organizations. They range from business and academic-based groups to media and publications to performance-based groups to completely random ones. My personal favorite is the Rock, Paper, Scissors Club. They look at decision-making and do a lot of competitions of rock, paper, scissors. Also, we have 42 NCAA Division I sports. That makes us the largest athletic program in the country. In addition to varsity sports, we have club and intramural sports as well. These are a little bit less intense in terms of commitment level, but just as fun. Some will require tryouts at the club level. Intramurals are generally open to everybody. Maybe you want to try a brand new sport in college or continue with something you've been doing your entire life. We have lots of opportunities to stay active and fit here on campus. We also offer a number of study abroad programs as well. Just about 60% of our student body will study abroad. That can be for a semester, a full year, a summer, really whatever works best for your schedule. Your financial aid will actually stay with you when you study abroad. Study abroad is so important in that you do get that cross-cultural experience, and we really do encourage our students to take advantage of study abroad. Harvard is a Tier 1 research university. That means that a lot of our funding and resources go towards research, whether that's the hard sciences, the social sciences, the humanities, the fine arts. Every concentration needs research, right? You are not competing against hundreds of other students for research opportunities. There's actually more research opportunities available on campus than we have students available to fill those positions. A lot of our research opportunities are also going to be what you make of them. Some of them will be paid, some of them will be for credit, some are volunteer. Maybe you want to write a senior thesis. It just depends on the type of opportunity that's available. We've set aside about $7 million for our undergraduates to have the funding and resources to complete research while they're students here.
Here at Harvard, we have a deep commitment to financial aid. What does that mean to you? There are 3 things I recommend you keep in mind. We have a need-blind process here. And so that means that when you are applying for admission to the college, we do not have your FAFSA up, checking those details when we're making our admissions decisions. That's just not the way it goes. It's completely separate. So that means you're going to get in, and then we are going to do our absolute best to make sure on the other side of it that you're getting what you need in order to come here. The second thing that I recommend that you keep in mind, we have the same aid no matter where you're coming from, no matter what your background is. So whether you are an international student, whether you're a citizen, whether you're a student who's in DACA status or undocumented, you all qualify for the same great financial aid here. And the other piece that really brings it home for me is that 90% of American families find that it is the same or less to go to Harvard as if they'd gone to their local state school. And of course, you can find out more about what your financial aid can look like at Harvard by going to the net price calculator. The link will be below, so go ahead, click, put your information in. There's also a lovely video from our colleague Jaron walking you through how to fill out that net price calculator, so you don't have to do it on your own either. So what do you need to apply? It's pretty simple. You need the application form itself, and you can choose whether or not you want to use the common application or the coalition application powered by SCORE. And then you're going to ask your guidance counselor on time to submit your transcript. You're going to ask on time for 2 letters of recommendation and a letter of recommendation from your guidance counselor. And then of course, you're going to put in your activities in that activity list that's going to be in that application form that you choose. There's an essay. The application requirements are exactly the same for international applicants. There are 2 deadlines that you can use to apply to Harvard. The first comes in the fall. It's called restrictive early action. And if you're choosing this option, Harvard should really be the only private institution that you're applying to around this time. There are a few exceptions. You can check them on our website. The second option is regular action. That deadline is January 1st, and you'll hear back by the end of March. So the question you might be asking yourself is there an advantage to applying early versus regular? The answer is no. You should choose a deadline that works best for you. If that's early, great. If it's regular, awesome. In applications, we're looking for real people. We're not looking for perfect people. Those don't exist, and certainly not at 17. I know I wasn't perfect when I was 17. We're looking for people who are passionate, who have varied interests. who are going to come here and fill up these 50 concentrations that we have, the 49 secondary concentrations, the over 500 clubs and organizations that we have here on campus, all of our varsity teams and club teams. We're looking for people who are going to be different than each other, who are going to inspire each other to pursue and attain excellence. So there's no perfect way to do that. Be yourself, put yourself in that application. That's what we're looking for.